Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Novita Anatasya Fitriani and my friends.
Rahmawati, Julkaida, Jobal.
Today we are going to learn about inference. Before we start, let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever talked to someone and even though they didn't say something directly, you still understood what they mean? For example, imagine your friend says, "I'm really thirsty." Do you think they are only telling you they are thirsty? Not always. Sometimes they are actually hoping someone will offer them a drink. So, this is where inference comes in. Inference is our ability to understand the hidden meaning behind what people say. In other words, we don't only listen to the word, but we also think about the context and the situations. In Indonesian, inference means menarik kesimpulan atau memahami makna yang tersirat. When people communicate, they don't always say everything directly. That's why listeners need to make inferences. Today, we are going to learn 5 important forms of inference.
Let's begin with the first one, the propositions. Proposition is something the speaker assumes is already true before the speaking, so that the speaker don't explain it because they think everyone already knows it. Let's look at the sentence. Maria stopped drinking coffee. Can you notice something? The sentence never says Maria to drinking coffee, but we actually understand that she did. So, the hidden information is Maria drank the coffee before that the propositions. Here another example. Kevin's sister is studying abroad. What can we infer? We know that Kevin has sister. Even though the speaker never says that Kevin has a sister. That because it's already assumes.
Now, let's continue with entailment. Entailment is logical relationships between two sentences. If the first sentence is true, then the second sentence must also be true. For example, a tiger is sleeping under the tree. If this sentence is true, then we can also say an animal is sleeping under the tree. Why? Because every tiger is an animal. Let's see another example. Emma bought 3 books. This also means Emma bought books. The second sentence must be true if the first one is true. So, remember, entailment is based on logic, not on context.
Next, let's learn about conversational implicatures. This is sound difficult but is actually simple. Conversational implicature happens because of constraint, the words that naturally carry extra meaning. The common example is the word but. Listen the careful, Rian is read the but has the very keen. The words the but show that the contrast. It makes you think that the being rich and the being keen, they are somehow the unexpected together. Another example is the word even. Even Sarah finishes the assessments, suggests that Sarah was the least expected person to finish. So the extra meaning comes from the words themselves.
Now, let's talk about conversational implicature. This one happens very often in everyday conversation. Sometimes people don't answer questions directly. Instead, they expect us to understand what they really mean. For example, Rahmawati asks, "Can you come to my birthday party tonight?" Novita's answer, "I have to work early tomorrow morning." Did Rahmawati say no? No. But we understand that Novita probably can't come. That's conversational implicature. Here's another example. A mother says, "The trash bin is full." She doesn't actually say, "Please take out the trash." But her child understands that's what she wants. So, conversational implicature depends on the situations and the context.
The last type is connotation. Connotation is the emotional or cultural meaning of words. Sometimes a word that has one dictionary meaning but different the feelings. For example, the word home. Its dictionary the meaning is simply the place where someone lives. But when people hear the words the home, they often think about family, comfort, warmth, or happiness. That's the connotations. Another example is these two words, the cheaps and affordables. Both mean something that don't much. However, cheap sometimes sounds negative as of the quality it's in good. Meanwhile, affordable sounds much more positive. So connotation is about the feeling behind the words, not only its literal meaning.
Alright, before we finish, let's review what we've learned today. Inference is the process of understanding information that isn't directly stated. There are 5 important forms. First, presuppositions, which is information the speaker assumes to be true. The second, entailment, which is based on logical meaning. The third, conversational implicature, where extra meaning comes from certain words. The fourth, conversational implicature, where meaning depends on context. And finally, connotation, which is the emotional or cultural meanings of words. Understanding this concept helps us communicate better because in real life, people often mean more than what they actually say. That's all for today's lesson. Thank you so much for listening and thank you for your attention. We hope today's explanation makes inference easier to understand. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.